You've got several space heaters out on the market. You've got your kerosene space heaters and you've got your electrical space heaters. With your kerosene space heaters, you want to make sure you're using the proper fuel in them. You don't want to use gasoline in a kerosene heater. You want to use the 3-foot rule. You want 3 feet from anything that's combustible, such as drapes, the bedspreads, clothes, anything that could burn wood or paper or clothes. With your electric heaters, the same thing. You want to use the 3-foot rule on those also, and you never want to put an electric space heater on an extension cord. When you place an extension cord on a space heater, what that's going to do is overload the extension cord. I've seen some where it actually melted the cords. This is one I had confiscated from a local business where they were using a space heater on a extension cord, which they started off with this outlet here, and it melted this one, and the plug itself melted a little bit also, and the cord had been real warm when I felt it. She actually was using it at the time, and what she had decided, since this one burned up, she was going to move it to another plug and outlet, but evidently she had used this one too at one time. But you never want to use an extension cord on a surge protector especially, or an extension cord on a space heater. What are some advantages with your newer space heaters versus the older type? Your newer space heaters might have an overload protection on it, which is good, where you can reset it. You always want to look for a UL label on the heater, which this one has. Most of your newer heaters will have a tip-over safety device that when the unit tips over, it automatically shuts off. Before you use your space heater, if you've been sitting up for a while, you want to inspect the cord, make sure it's not a frayed cord, inspect the plug and make sure the plug's okay on it. Same with your kerosene heaters. Make sure that you might want to discard any old fuel before you use it. If you have children, you want to make sure they're not near the space heater or get close to it or touch it, because they are hot, especially the kerosene heaters. And a lot of things people don't realize with a space heater is you're supposed to ventilate the room. It'll tell you in the instructions, please that you need to open a window or a door, crack it to get some fresh air in there, because what you're doing, you're breathing carbon dioxide fumes. So it might be good to get a CO detector in your home if you're going to use a kerosene space heater. Another thing people want to realize is you don't want to leave a space heater unattended. If you're not going to be in the room with it, or you're going to leave the building or the house, turn them off. If you're going to leave a space heater on at night, you might want to make sure first that you have a working smoke detectors in your home. And if you're going to use the kerosene type, make sure you got a working CO detector also. Make sure you got the 3-foot rule if you're going to leave them on while you're sleeping. Anything combustible needs to be removed from a 3-foot radius. I've been in the fire business for more than 20 years, and most of that time I've done fire investigations. During that time period, I've witnessed several fires that were caused by space heaters, which people had used some common sense. They could have avoided disaster or fatalities in the home. If people have questions about space heaters, they can contact our office. We're the Fayetteville Fire Prevention Office, and our number is 433-1413, or the main number, 433-1730. We just like everybody to use some common sense this year during the winter months. Be safe and try to stay warm.